Welcome to Strip Cover Lit, where we squeeze the bigger picture out of literature. I'm Adrian Fort.
And I'm Dalton Gentry.
And we are here for the Nifty Gifty book haul.
This is a clever title.
Yeah,
Look
I bought 3 books, and one of them is for Dalton.
I bought 4 books, and one of them is for Adrian. And ironically enough,
We
not
did not
planned.
Yeah, we didn't plan this.
Like I straight up, I text him like, "Hey, went to a book sale, bought you a book," and I came down here like, "What? I did the same." So
Yeah.
let's make a video out of it.
Yeah.
So where do you want to start? You want to dive right in?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll go first. So we've been getting comment after comment lately about this book.
That's a monster.
So I figured I would pick it up. I am completely against reading it because I do not like the writer. I do not like, not that I have anything against the writer. I just don't like him. And I don't like the writer's main thrust, and I don't want to read this book. It is Infinite Jest by David Foster Wallace. It is infinite.
A brief, jarring 1,000-page read.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah. It's I don't like David Foster Wallace, and I hate his assertion that we are shaped inevitably and will be shaped inevitably by television, which seems to be a central theme sort of in his writing. I do not like it. I object to it. And you don't want to read this, do you?
No.
Maybe at some point I'll do a solo read-along.
The thing is, though, like I wouldn't be opposed to it. It is a major book. It is a work I feel like I should read at some point in my life. Therefore, it would be worthwhile to read.
We're going to break it into a 100-part text.
Yeah, it's going to be a year-long series. It's massive. It's 10-point font, 1,000 pages long.
Yeah.
But anyway, I mean, if we get there, we get there. I wouldn't have any objection to it.
I would. I really don't like it.
All right.
I really don't like it.
Have you read it?
No, I don't like him.
Okay.
Okay, I just saw MASH. A MASH reference. I am already upset.
All right.
You like MASH. I don't.
I love MASH. First book here, have found The Portable James Joyce. Now, we just read A Portrait of the Artist, the Young Man, so I saw this. This was a $1 find at my favorite bookstore. So I figured, why not a little bit of Portable James Joyce
What's
to
in
take
the
home with
Portable
me.
James Joyce?
We have, let's get to the correct page here. We have, looks like The Complete Dubliners, Complete Portrait of the Artist is in here, Exiles, Collected Poems of James Joyce, which is...
I've never read any poetry from James Joyce.
Moving other poems by James Joyce. How do you have collected poems and then other poems?
The collected poems, they're the good ones. We like these poems. The other ones, we had some pages to fill.
It looks like some excerpts and editor's preface to Ulysses and Finnegan's Wake, and a little bit of bibliographical information. So Portable James Joyce might find some worth in here. That looks like a play. Did Joyce write plays too? I'm not super versed in his works.
Where's my James Joyce?
I don't know, but Exiles is a play.
No,
Interesting.
Dalton, really?
What?
What is this?
A Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man.
Did we read this?
Yes.
How does he write?
Choppy? But no, this is legitimately a play. Look. There's dialogue. What are you getting at?
No.
James Joyce always writes a play?
No, never mind.
Okay. I bought the Portable James Joyce. Your
Portable
move.
James Joyce.
Your move.
I bought us both a copy of Thomas Harris Carey Mora.
Okay.
So there is your copy.
That's
It is
a worthwhile investment.
hardcover.
It's a nice book, too.
It is a
looks
nice
pretty.
book. It is size 45 font.
Oh my God.
It's approximately 300 words long, but it's an entire novel. So this is going to be an interesting read. I'm sure we'll get to on the channel.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to this. We did Thomas Harris in our infancy. I believe that was one of the first novels that we ever reviewed was Hannibal.
Yeah.
I would be interested in this. It would be interesting to see what Harris is doing lately. Because, man, this man's a recluse.
Got a beautiful piece of art inside of the cover.
It's a gorgeous book. Absolutely. Half a ton of dead man's gold lies hidden beneath a mansion on the Miami Beach waterfront. Ruthless men have tracked it for years. Leading the pack is Hans-Peter Schneider, driven by unspeakable appetites.
Hans-Peter Schneider. Da-da-da.
He makes a living fleshing out the violent fantasies of other
And
richer
I
men.
do too.
And Carrie Moore is apparently the caretaker of the house. So we will see about that. I appreciate that. It's a gorgeous copy, too. I'm
going to feel bad marking it up a little bit.
No. I have no objections reading that. And since you did such a nice, gentlemanly thing here, I'm going to pander to the lessers of our audience, if you may.
Okay.
Lessers
of our... What a great way to ingratiate yourself to the internet.
You'll agree with me in a second. I bought a 2-volume series. I spent $2 on this. About all it's worth.
$1 a volume.
I have an anthology of Canadian literature in English. I'm so excited about that.
I didn't know Canadians wrote poems.
I didn't know they could speak English. It's wonderful. But I figured Amy from the Dusty Bookshelf may find this video and finally accept us. Because we have all the great Canadians like...
Charles Sangster?
Oliver Goldsmith. And...
Sinclair Ross.
Hey, look at all these great Canadians.
Emily Dickinson wasn't Canadian?
Oh, yeah. So I picked this up.
Now, what you'll notice is the very first poem in this is called Solitude.
Yeah.
And the very last poem in that is called Solitude. So when you're in the middle of reading it, you're between two solitudes.
Ooh.
That's Amy's favorite book, so it's a joke I had to make.
How clever of you here. But yeah, anyway, there's Margaret Atwood. Margaret Atwood has a billion pages in this particular copy. But this is, part 1 and part 2, volume 1, volume 2.
Is Joyce Carol Oates in here?
Joyce Carol Oates.
Did you see the stickers on the front of these?
Yeah, it's from the University of W bookstore. I'm not sure where that is.
U of W bookstore.
And old text here, but it's from Oxford University Press. It's a huge compilation of literature. I can never turn these down, even if they are Canadian.
It's even got the same font in it.
It's the University of Winnipeg books. Hold on. Textbook return policy, do not destroy. Enclosed is your sales receipt from the University of Winnipeg.
Oh, wow.
From 1987. Look at that.
What's the day date?
What do you mean?
6/10.
Yes.
87.
Look at that. $14.95 in 87. Woo! The only place where you'll ever find copies of an anthology of Canadian literature in English, the University of Winnipeg. That's a treasure right there. That's fantastic.
Which means that someone not only bought them in and for college, but held on to them to the point where they were like, you know what?
I don't need this.
I haven't marked a damn thing in here.
I've never read this. You know what the best part is?
What's that?
That receipt's older than I am. Wow.
It's almost as old as I am.
Good condition for an old book.
Completely legible.
Though.
Yeah.
Good condition. Next book's not in the greatest condition, but I had to buy it because I thought of you when I saw it. I don't think you own something like this. I have the Penguin Book of First World War poetry.
I do not own anything like that.
French poets.
Wow. Let's see here.
Which I know nothing about because it's not my shtick, but I know you love French poets.
It's good stuff. Isaac Rosenberg, of course.
Ooh, it comes pre-marked.
Yeah, Wilfred Owen, of course. Siegfried Sassoon. All of my favorites are already highlighted.
Good.
Rudyard Kipling, Richard Aldington, Ford Madox Ford. Wow.
Yeah. Might get some worth out of it.
Absolutely, I'm going to. This is awesome.
So tell us about the trench poets.
So the trench poets were poets during World War I, and what you can notice about them is that they basically looked at the world around them, looked at poetry as it is, and you can, so perfect for disillusionment. The book begins with Thomas Hardy and Rupert Brooke, and only later do we get Wilfred Owen, Isaac Rosenberg, and Siegfried Sassoon. I will read to you the Glory of Women on 132.
It's got a lot of markings in it.
You love us when we're heroes, home on leave, or wounded in a mentionable place. You worship decorations. You believe that chivalry redeems the war's disgrace. You make us shells. You listen with delight by tales of dirt and danger fondly thrilled. You crown our distant ardors while we fight and mourn our laureled memories when we're killed. You can't believe that British troops retire when hell's last horror breaks them and they run, trampling the terrible corpses blind with blood. Oh, German mother dreaming by the fire while you are knitting socks to send your son, his face is trodden deeper in the mud. That is not a song of the glory of war, is it?
It is not.
That is where we are going when war breaks out, and no longer does it mean anything to be a warrior, because that next bullet, that next wave of gas could come, and everything that you've trained for your entire life is gone, is no more, is worthless, and proved worthless in the face of battle.
Sounds very lighthearted Adrian reading.
Yeah, I'm struggling to find one of my other favorites.
Oh, dear.
I can't remember which one of the Holy Trilogy wrote it, but it was another one of these poems that just says, yeah, man, everything sucks and we're not glad to be here.
Anyway, it was $1. I had never seen a book of actual World War I poetry, so I figured it needs to come home.
Yeah, thank you for this. This is awesome. I've never had a collection of this has a lot of poems from these guys that I have not read, and a lot of other poets from World War I that I have not heard of which I have not heard, of whom I have not heard.
Perhaps we'll sling a little trench poetry onto the channel.
Yeah, eventually this is going to happen.
In the trenches, we could make it a series.
Ooh. In the trenches.
Ooh.
I'm afraid I'm not well versed enough to have something that cleverly titled. I would feel a sense of responsibility that I simply cannot uptake. Here's one of my other favorites. 220. We'll go with this one. 220. Returning, We Hear the Larks by Isaac Rosenberg. Somber is the night, and though we have our lives, we know what sinister thread lurks here. Dragging these anguished limbs, we only know the poison-blasted track opens our camp on a little safe sleep. But hark, joy, joy strange joy, lo, heights of night ringing with unseen larks, music showering on our upturned listening faces. Death could drop from the dark as easily as song, but song only dropped. Like a blind man's dreams on the sand by dangerous tides. Like a girl's dark hair, for she dreams no ruin lies there. On her, or her kisses, where the serpent hides. Returning, we hear the larks.
In the trenches, we should make it a series.
I'll think about it.
Anyway. Adrian, do you want to end us here?
So this has been the Nifty Gifty Book Haul. We have exchanged gifts and possibly starting a new series at some point on the channel with Carrie Mora by Thomas Harris. So if you like this sort of thing, maybe hit the like button to encourage us. We could always use some encouraging. Hit the subscribe button if you would like to stick around and see us make asses of ourselves on the internet more often. And if you would like to help us create more content and buy each other more books, there is a link to our Patreon to be found in the description below.